Hello and welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sydney. I make content here and on TikTok about lock care, holistic wellness, herbalism, and spiritual wellness. But today I actually wanted to do something different and I wanted to share some of the pieces that I've thrifted in the past couple of months and also do like a mini try-on haul for them as well. And I just want to throw it out there too that I don't consider myself any type of like thrifting expert. This is simply just things that I've found as I've thrifted over the last couple months that I've really enjoyed. And I feel like I'm actually starting to build like a very cohesive wardrobe. So I just wanted to share some of the pieces that I bought up to this point and yeah, show them off. I'm just kind of like proud of myself for finding these things and actually just like having a vision at this point for what I want my clothes to look like. So before I show you any of the pieces, I want to say that the vibe I typically go for, or the aesthetic that I kind of like adhere myself to, is more of like an earthy vintage, like boho vibe, I guess. And this is specifically a vibe that I go for when I'm thrifting, just because this is where I found the most luck at actually finding pieces that match that aesthetic. But in general, I would say that my wardrobe now is pretty earthy and it's just what I feel the most comfortable in and I guess like confident in. So yeah, that's usually what I look for when I thrift. And as of right now, I don't really have like a certain thrift store that I go to like religiously. I kind of just go to the local Goodwills, or if I come across another thrift store, I'll check it out if I can. And whenever I travel, I also try to find thrift stores in that area as well. And usually when I plan to go to the thrift store, I try to keep a mental list in the back of my mind about the things that I'm looking for or items that I feel like might add some more dimension to the current outfits that I have. And usually for me, that means I'm thinking about new headscarves or just scarves in general. I also always look for longer skirts at the thrift store, as well as outerwear and more recently shoes actually. And I think that's just because usually when I go thrifting, I can never find pants that fit me the way that I want them to. For some reason, I find that a lot of the pants at thrift stores are hemmed or they're altered, and I'm 5'8", which means that I need like full length items, and a lot of the pants are just cropped in a really ugly way for me, or they're just, I don't want a whole wardrobe of like cropped pants. Which is really sad because I've come across a lot of cute things, but it's just like, you can't really add length back, you know? It kind of only goes one way in my opinion. So I like skim through the pants section, but I'm never really going there to find pants. I also always try to go into a thrift store with a budget in mind. I already have the understanding that whatever I'm buying is probably going to be less than its retail price, but I like to go in with my own personal limits, and that's usually below like $50, which usually comes out to about like 3 or 4 pieces, which I really like. And honestly, at this point in my wardrobe, I want to say that like 70% of the clothes that I have are actually thrifted, which is something that I've really been working towards. I think I've kind of come into this realization that in the process of adopting a more holistic living style, being intentional and sustainable is something that kind of goes hand in hand. And so because I'm only really shopping for personal taste and self-expression, I feel like going to a thrift store as opposed to a fast fashion brand or a full price store just helps me find ways to budget in my life and also get more creative. And also allows me to actually appreciate clothes more. Like, it's not really that deep, but also at the same time it is, because like fast fashion is literally killing our planet. So in other words, I just want to look hot and sexy on a budget and maybe even save the planet in the meantime. But yeah, so to jump right in, I think I'm just going to start from like toes and work my way up in terms of the pieces that I found. And to start off, I want to talk about these boots. So the brand for these boots is Bandolino, and they fit me beautifully. If I could, I would probably live in these, which is interesting because they're actually a 7.5 and I'm usually an 8.5. So they should be too small for my feet, but they actually work perfectly. So I'm pretty sure it's just like a match made in heaven. And yeah, I think I got these for only like $9.99. I got these at Goodwill. Like I said, I don't typically shop for shoes at the thrift store just because growing up, that was like one thing my mom refused to buy at a thrift store. So I never really looked at shoes, but more recently I would just kind of like peruse the area and I was actually finding some good stuff and I found those boots. So I have no regrets. So now I always look at the shoe section and see if there's anything that pops out at me. And another pair of shoes that I found that I really like are these kind of like heeled flats color block shoes. I don't know what the style is called of these types of shoes, but I got them just because I really like the colors in the front. And they were giving me like fall vibes, so I thought it would be cute to put into my closet and to add to my wardrobe, just because I don't honestly wear a lot of heeled shoes. At the time though, I was working at Anthropologie when I found these, and so this is something that's a little more accepted there in terms of like outfits. So I got them specifically just because I thought it would go well with my work fit. Yeah, I was really feeling the orange, the yellow, and the purple for some reason that day. And these are by Bonita. I'm not really good with brands, so honestly, I just kind of go off of vibes and what I like. For the most part, I'm honestly just looking at the clothes themselves. I really don't care about brand like that. No offense to anybody that does. And I think those were also pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure I got them probably around the same price, like $9.99. And honestly, since getting them, I haven't actually worn them that much, but I think it's just because it's getting colder. So I'm gonna wait until spring comes around and summer comes around again, and then I think I'm gonna start actually adding it to my outfits. Moving on to pants and skirts, I wanted to show y'all this cute mini skirt that I technically did not get thrifting. I actually got it at the outlets, but it went from like $75 to $57 to like $26. So we're counting it as thrifted, and honestly, I'm just really happy that I found it. I got these at Abercrombie & Finch, and I will say I don't shop there just like regularly, but whenever I've gone to their outlet, they always have really good discounted prices. Their stuff is pretty decent quality, honestly, and yeah, I've just always gotten a steal there whenever it's been the outlet. But yeah, so these are a corduroy kind of like utility mini skirt. These are the backs of them. And a mini skirt is something that I've been looking for a long time. So that's why I'm including it in this video. I was in line for the fitting rooms and I just happened to like look to my left and there it was like shining and glistening. And so it was the only thing I bought from there. But yeah, so I'm really excited to build a couple outfits with it. I actually haven't worn it out yet just because it's cold outside and I never shop for the weather. But I'm excited to show y'all some outfits with it at the end of this video. All right, next on my list is this long denim skirt. So I don't know if I was looking for a denim skirt before or after it suddenly just became a trend to like wear long skirts, particularly denim skirts, but I'm glad that I found this because I literally wear this every other day. That's like one thing about me. If I like something, I will wear it every other day. It does not matter how many clothes I have in my closet. If I like an item, you will see me flash it as much as possible without raising concern. So right now for me, it's this denim skirt. It's just extremely versatile, to be honest. Like the length is perfect for me, which I was talking about earlier, how pants don't typically fit me, and it just like hits me at the right point, right by my ankle. It like perfectly fits in with the rest of my wardrobe. So long denim skirt. And the brand for this skirt is Chadwick's, and this is a size 8. Another thing when I'm thrifting, I find that I can't really trust the sizes that the items actually show versus what I generally wear, because I'm typically like a 4, I want to say, on average when it comes to shopping in regular stores. So I kind of just go off of like my waist measurements, and lucky for me, I used to do a lot of online shopping, so I'm very much aware of what I wear without having to actually try it on. And so I definitely use that a lot when looking for items at the thrift store. And speaking of pants, I did actually find these kind of like funky. I think they're supposed to be like professional slacks, maybe. I don't really know, but They reminded me of Paramore when I looked at them, and I really like the colors that are in them, so yeah. And I actually got pretty lucky with these because, I mean, the waist, as you will see right here, the waist does not fit me, so I had to get a little creative because I have a sewing machine, but I don't really know how to use it yet, so until I know how to use it, safety pins have been my best friend. But the length of these are actually perfect, and they're low rise, which is kind of outside of what I'm used to just because most of the clothes that I have are high rise, but these were really cute, and I try to challenge myself and the clothes that I wear whenever I go thrifting just because I know I won't find exactly what I want. I do try to kind of think outside the box and find pieces that will challenge my wardrobe and challenge me to actually kind of like step out of my comfort zone. So I got these, and I've worn them a couple times. I haven't worn them a lot just because it is kind of difficult with the safety pins in the back. I just feel like I can't wear them fully how I want to because it's showing. But yeah, they're super cute. So these pants. The brand for these is Nanette Lepore. Nanette Lepore. And these are a size 8. So maybe I'm actually just a size 8. Super cute. Love them. All right, moving on, I want to show you guys one of my favorite dresses that I've thrifted. And I actually thrifted this a while ago, so this definitely isn't something that I've gotten more recently, but it is something that I wear quite often, and it's one of my go-tos. So I wanted to show you this beautiful linen dress by Banana Republic. And y'all will see when I put this dress on how well it fits me. And this is a size 4 for anyone who is curious, but it has this beautiful V-neck in the back, and this video right now is not doing it justice, but it just has really cute details. The bottom of it kind of has this like frilliness going on. Wow, the video is not doing it justice, so you're just gonna have to see it on. But yeah, I wear this quite often, and it's really good for layering, and so it always leaves me with a lot of options in terms of how I want to style it, which I really like. And to move on to tops, I want to show y'all this knit black top that has been the star of the show in my wardrobe for the past week. And not gonna lie, I've actually been wearing this with my long denim skirt and those black boots that I showed you in the beginning for like 3 days in a row because I am determined to get a photo of myself in that outfit. And it hasn't happened yet, which means I'm going to be wearing the outfit until I probably die. I'm probably gonna continue to wear this outfit until someone captures me in it in a cute, candid way. But yeah, and it's kind of funny because when I found this at the thrift store, as you could see, it's very long. And for someone who wears crop tops, in my mind, I literally thought it was a dress. So when I bought it, I actually thought I was coming home with like a very cute knit mini dress, but when I put it on, very clearly it did not cover anything. So it's just like a longer shirt, which I guess is good because it's cold outside, and I literally wear crop tops year round and just freeze. So this is a nice switch up for me. The detail on it is really cute, and the front of it is kind of like see-through. You'll kind of see with the stitching, there's like space to see skin. So it's pretty tight on me, and it just ends up being really, really flattering. And the sleeves kind of have this little like princess sleeve thing going on, which is super cute. And yeah, it's just like a very nice, elegant take on a knitted shirt. Yeah. And the brand is Tricot Jolly, and it doesn't have a size, but I'm gonna guess based off of how it fits, it's probably a small, because I think an extra small would probably be too small for me. I'm typically a medium, so this is probably like a small to medium, but it just hugs really well, and it's just like a beautifully well done top. I definitely just skipped over belts, but somebody has to see this beautiful belt that I found like 3 days ago when I was thrifting. This belt is absolutely gorgeous, and belts have been the one thing that I've always had in the back of my mind when I thrift, but I never really find anything because usually by the time belts get to thrift stores, they're just cracked and just kind of like crusty. So I always look for belts, but I rarely find them. And I found this one, and I actually found it at a vintage store. The brand is Fossil. And it was originally $38, so it wasn't like extremely expensive. And I got it for $15, so it was only like half off at this point. But it is just like beautiful. And the moment I saw it, I like instantly had 3 or 4 outfits in mind that I already have that would go so well with this. And I think belts are honestly just a way to elevate looks. I've always had like a love-hate relationship with belts just because when I was younger I had to wear them out of necessity, so I didn't necessarily care for them. But now that I know how to dress, I definitely say that belts are something that are definitely coming back into my wardrobe just because they're super cute and they're a very easy way to accessorize. And another belt that I wear quite often is this belt, which doesn't have a brand. Oh yeah, it does. Linea Pel. And this is a belt I actually wear around my waist, which comes in handy because I have a lot of dresses, and so I feel like adding a belt to the dress can sometimes add dimension. And it also kind of gives me the more like earthy boho vibe that I'm looking for, just because, I mean, actually I don't know why it does, but I feel like it just does it for me. So this is another belt that I found. This is a size small. Both of these belts are genuine leather, which is really cool, and probably why they lasted so long. And yeah, I really like this belt. This is like the first belt that is meant to be worn around my waist that I've had since I was like 12, so that's cool. But yeah, I just thought the shape of it was kind of cool in the front of it. And also I like the gold details because a lot of my belts have silver, but I wear a lot of gold jewelry. So I just felt like it would be a nice addition, and it adds more of like a warmth to my outfits as well. All right, and sitting in a category of its own, I have this beautiful vintage vest that I found like 3 days ago. And honestly, I'm like just now getting into vests. I've never been a vest person, but I've just had vests jumping out at me every time I've gone thrifting, and this one fits me really well and it's super cute, and I could definitely see myself wearing it with like a turtleneck underneath. In the colder months, so yeah. And the price tag is still on it. I got it for $12.99, and the brand is Bonwit Teller. Yeah, Bonwit Teller. But yeah, I was actually thrifting with some friends when I found this, and they all agreed that this vest was made for me, so here it is. This is another item that I actually haven't gotten a chance to wear in public, so I still need to find out how I'm going to style it, but I have a couple ideas, so we're gonna see what happens. And I actually found that vest at the same time that I found the belt, and I also found this jacket as well. So the brand for this jacket is We The Free, and this is a size small, but it fits kind of oversized, which is nice because I only really ever wear my jackets oversized, and it's kind of like this quilted pattern, and it has these front 2 pockets. Yes. And I got it honestly because the color really stuck out to me. It's very neutral, and I feel like a lot of the things that I wear are very neutral and they're warm. So yeah, I thought this would fit perfectly into the items I already have. And also I'm going to Spain soon, so I thought it might be smart if I actually find clothes that will keep me warm so I don't freeze in Spain. And she was only $12.99, which is a really good price. The thrift store that I got it at was actually more of like a vintage / thrift store, so it had a mix of vintage and just regular thrifted items. And so I think this is just a thrifted item, but that vest that I got was vintage, and the belt I think was also vintage, maybe. Moving on to another jacket that I wear a lot is this corduroy kind of like sage green outer jacket that I have. And this jacket is by Liz Claiborne, who honestly happens to be one of my favorite designers that I end up thrifting. I feel like there's always a lot of Liz Claiborne to be found at thrift stores, and I find her stuff just to be like super nostalgic and cute. Like this is a very much like Y2K vibe for me, and it makes me think of like That's So Raven and Lizzie McGuire for whatever reason. So I don't know, Disney vibes, I guess. I think her things are just always like a really good quality, and it's actually very big on me. It's a size medium, I will say, but it kind of fits like a large. So yeah, this has been like my artsy oversized corduroy jacket for like the past year, because I found this a while ago, but it's also something that I just wear a lot, so I had to include it in the video, of course. It has like 3 pockets in the front, it has 2 pockets down, and then 1 like breast pocket. And yeah, I don't know, I love the thing. I love it. It's fairly heavy too, so it enables me to wear a crop top underneath it and then have my like little oversized fit for the winter time and when it's cold. All right, and finally, the last item that I wanted to show you is this very like ethereal shawl. And this is a size small, and it's from the brand Blue Rain. And honestly, it stuck out to me because I feel like sometimes when you find pieces like this that are just like sheer with the embroidered sort of like design on it, it could look really cheap and it could look very like Forever 21-esque, and that's just not really my style or aesthetic that I go for. So when I picked it up, I honestly wasn't expecting to like how it looked. I thought it would look kind of like youthful on me, but it actually just ended up being very like ethereal and flowy and pretty. So I haven't worn it out that often, to be honest, just because I feel like I don't have the pants that I want to actually just like put the outfit together. But it's super cute, and I'm really glad that I picked it up because this is kind of like another item that really challenged what I usually wear and what I like to wear, and kind of like had me step out of my comfort zone. But I think it very much gave me like earth goddess, love goddess vibes when I put it on. So I wear it a lot at home. It has 1 clasp in the front, and you will see that. But yeah, I wear it at home a lot when I just want to feel very like feminine and pretty. So yeah, yes, this shawl. All right, so those were some of my favorite items that I've thrifted, as well as the more recent pieces that I've added to my wardrobe that I just wanted to share with y'all. I will say, I think I thrift about maybe like once every couple weeks to every month. I don't actually shop for clothes often, and when I do shop for clothes, I try to rotate my wardrobe, as in pull out things that I haven't worn in a while and then make space for the items that I'm bringing in. And that just helps me stay conscious about the clothes that I'm wearing and the clothes that I'm bringing in, and not just like hoard everything, because I can be a hoarder, and sometimes I'll keep a shirt for like 3 years just because I think it's really pretty, but I have like no intention of wearing it. But yeah, okay, that's pretty much what I had for today. I think I'll probably try to do smaller thrifting hauls in the future that are like right after I find the items, just because I really enjoy showing off the clothes that I find. And hopefully at the end of this all, I'll have just like a very cohesive, super sexy, earthy, boho, hippie vibe wardrobe that everyone will love and want. I'm just kidding, but I don't know. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, and please subscribe if you haven't as well. I'm trying to post something new every single week, so if you'd like, definitely turn on notifications so you could be like the first person to see my face. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next week.